Patrons from around the world, welcome to the IR4 podcast. It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with Brian Masterson, and we have our humble guest, Tyler, on board. And today we're going to be discussing vodka, real estate, blockchain, distribution.
Entrepreneurial spirits, the whole 9 yards. Welcome back. New season, or not new season, but new room, new year.
Kind of new season. It's 2018.
Yeah.
You mentioned entrepreneurial spirits, by the way.
Yes. Get it?
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to two of our top sponsors and patrons, Sybil Smith and my buddy George and his wife Carrie up there in Frankfort, Kentucky. Thanks so much, folks, for being patrons. Troy Beinhauer, Brian Weber, Chris Rimbolt, thanks for recently signing up. You guys are amazing. So we're here talking to Tyler, and this is my first time meeting you. You guys have been buddies
Tyler for a while. Yeah,
dive into this relationship.
Yeah,
Let me hear about you two.
Well, you remember the lacrosse business I had, right?
Yeah.
So he was a lacrosse guy. We connected, and both entrepreneurs. He's obviously more of a seasoned entrepreneur than I am. Started a few different companies.
Not an age, just
just an experience.
Yeah, that's right.
But Tyler started, and I'll let you kind of describe to everyone how you got started in entrepreneurship.
Kind of tell my story, sure.
Yeah.
Well, in my college years, I kind of spent some time in Denver, where I worked for a telecom company called Quest Communications. They were in 16 states, did cell phones, did internet, did landlines, did all the telecom back in 2000, early 2000.
Now, were cell phones around in 2000?
Yeah.
The flip phones, not like iPhones.
No, the Nokia where you
had the brick.
Snake.
The brick. You played Snake.
Snake!
Yes.
What a fantastic game.
Yes.
Riveting.
But the Motorola Razr was not out yet.
It was around that time that came out.
Okay, so you still had the T9 texting.
Oh, yeah.
There's no computers on the phones.
No.
Okay.
No, none of that.
Wow.
I think our office, the corporate office, had one of the first T1s out west.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But obviously things have changed since then. But moved back to Nashville and started my own telecom company. We did basically cell phone sales for Sprint, for T-Mobile, for Nextel. If you remember.
Oh yeah.
Nextel was around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Combined it actually all into Sprint when Sprint bought Nextel. Nextel was the bleep bleep.
Yep. The walkie-talkies. Yeah.
Gosh, that's been forever.
I heard a funny story.
Yeah. Right? Am I aging myself?
No. I just but now this 2018, I'm looking back going, yeah, I remember the walkie-talkie phones, and that feels like forever ago.
Big technology boost on the construction side because you could be up on the building and you wouldn't have to.
I heard a funny story over the weekend. We were talking about the Nextel phones and pagers and all this, but you could walkie-talkie someone even if their phone was on silent, correct?
Oh yeah, and it just go off in the middle of something.
Right. So my brother-in-law was talking about how there were some college classes and his buddy would be in a college class and say some some derogatory things when they're in class, and there's no way of muting that.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting technology.
How long was
privacy.
it? So you started in the telecom in 2000.
Correct.
And then how long was it until you started your own? Just a year?
2004.
2004.
So came back here in 2003. Kind of did some market research and whatnot of locations, and ended up in Cool Springs. Obviously, it was blowing up then. It's blowing up now.
Yeah, huge.
And it's kind of where I put my business. A lot of big businesses were moving in even back then. Stuck with it for 3 years, and we saw a lull in business. And the lull was the recession. Okay, people stopped spending money.
Yeah.
And so instead of folding up the book, I said, okay, what can we do here?
Sure.
How can we get on this recession train?
Sure.
So I formed a consulting team that would go into big businesses and go, let us look at your wireless bill. Let us look at your internet bill. Let's look at your landline bill. And we'd analyze our bills, and we'd end up saving them $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And so we were making money in a recession. Kept it going, and then was able to sell it successfully in 2006, 7 area. And then I had no job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my mother was in real estate, and she said, Tyler, why don't you just get to real estate? So I was like, all right. So I go take the 2-week class. I get my real estate license, and I'm in a recession. Why would I get my real estate license in a recession? So I did.
Yeah.
And, first thing came to mind, I was like, okay, well, Craigslist.
Yeah.
And this is around 2008, I guess. And right when it's the main, downfall of the recession, everything.
In the thick of it.
Yeah, just everything's going down. And so I turn to Craigslist and I go look at the real estate section, and I see we buy ugly houses. I was like, I can find ugly houses.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I started calling those people. And, found a couple here and there, nothing really I could sink my teeth in. And I call another one. It was just like an ad. It wasn't like a paid for. And let me call this guy. I call him up. His name's Paulie. Paulie Pockets. Still talk to him today. But
great name. Great name.
Paul Kazanowski is his birth name. But Paulie Pockets, we call him that. And the guy just took me under his wing. He said, all right, this is how you do it. This is how this works. And I learned the business. And, together between wholesaling, because we were able to buy from banks at this time. Yep. 25, 30, 50 houses.
You just had to get the inventory off the books.
For 20 cents on the dollar.
Wow.
And
good for you, man.
Right. And obviously there's no way we could fix and flip them all. So we'd wholesale.
Yeah.
But together with all the wholesale and all that, we did over 300 houses in 3 years.
Wow. Fantastic.
It was great business. Now you can't find one to save your life, but time's coming.
Yeah.
But after that, kind of started talking with these investors, because we were using investors. They would, give us some money. They'd get, their piece out, and we'd just reuse them. And, when it kind of started slowing down, they said, Tyler, let's look at something bigger. Let's do hotels, apartments, something like that. I said, okay, easy. So I found some apartments, and you want to, when you're dealing with multifamily, it's all about the cap rate. If you can get over 12%, that's really good. Anything below that, it better be a really good deal where you can increase the cap rate, so on and so forth. So we did that. It was a lot of work. Again, they said, let's find something different. So they said, I said, okay, well, let's see. So I'll go around and I'll look at some businesses that are for sale. I said, guy, there's some businesses. Oh, yeah, that's great. I'm interested in this. So they buy a business. They didn't want to work the business.
Yeah. Okay.
They're just like, okay, all right, let's try something else. I said, all right. And I'm like, let's see what I can do. And found there's a lot of companies, a lot of small businesses, medium businesses that were giving equity away for a cash injection. You don't have to work.
Right.
Just let your money work for you. That's the name of the game. That's the stock market.
Right.
That's everything. Sure. And sure enough, found some small businesses that were willing to work with us, and so I've got to figure out how I pay myself. So at the time, I started doing 3% of whatever I'll get, and I'll walk away and be done. And that kind of evolved to wait a minute, I'm cheating myself here. And so I started going 3% equity, getting paid dividends on the company, monthly, quarterly, whatever it may be. And, to this day, it's still working out. I'm still working, and it's kind of what brought me to Score Vodka.
Yeah.
They were one of these companies. They were looking for a cash injection to pay excise tax to bring 22 pallets of vodka over. That's roughly 100,000 cases.
From
Ukraine. Right. And so we found them money. I got their profit and loss together. I did all their finances. It was a hot mess. And, kind of all like, gosh, Tyler, we need you. We don't know how to do all. I said, well, you'll be fine. And they offered 20% of the company, and I said, okay, it's not bad.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that brings us to present time. I've been their CFO. I've helped expand them to 11 states.
Wow.
And we're just chugging along.
Wow.
So where we connected is we both are hobbies or passions are lacrosse. Back in the day, I used to play and coach, and I used to do the same thing. So I was running a lacrosse company. He was interested. He said, "Hey, I'll help you out." But he was running his business out of the office, so that's where we kind of hooked wagons. And then I started, learning that side of the business as well. So that's where I learned the majority of the private equity standpoints.
Right.
At the same time, I was getting involved with Bitcoin. And I was trying to push Bitcoin on him all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't want to hear it.
He didn't want to hear it.
Didn't want to hear it.
That's okay.
But now, I mean, after we maybe taste test some of this vodka, we can spit some game around cryptocurrencies and blockchain.
Sure.
But what about? Let's talk about efficiencies in the different industries that you've been in. Telecom, real estate. Say supply chain, or maybe another facet of whatever industry.
Importing.
Yeah, let's. I'm really interested to hear what you think about real estate. Not just the market and where it's moving, but the efficiencies or the lack thereof.
Yeah. Inefficiencies of,
in the actual real estate games.
and how that might change. And we'll probe in some deeper questions. Before we go down that road, do you want a taste test?
I think we should. No, not yet.
I think Jimmy wants a taste test.
Hey, all I'm saying is we brought it.
You got to hear the Vodka story though.
Yeah.
Because I was there during the inception of it. It's a great story about just a guy meeting.
That was my quick 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
It wasn't very 30-second.
But no, let's hear your opinions of the inefficiency of the real estate market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've done wholesaling, and I actually was a part of. Have you heard of Music and Money?
Music and Money.
So it's like a real estate investing group. They meet one Wednesday every month. They actually meet here in this office,
nice.
not like right here, but in this building that we're in. And there was a wholesaler who was speaking today, so that was kind of cool to hear.
Okay.
Hear that. I'll be happy to introduce you guys if you ever want. But regardless, there's so many different routes of real estate. You mentioned you were an agent. You did wholesaling. Where do you see the market? You mentioned that it might be coming down. Just kind of give us your real estate thoughts, because we had another real estate guy in here. We'd love to hear what you say.
Sure. Well, it's real estate's like this.
Yeah.
We all know that. And do I see this? Yes. Do I see this? Yes. And it's going to affect every part of the country differently. And that's just the reality of it. Are we going to see another Detroit? Just, I hope not. I really hope not.
Rough.
But there are bubbles, and there are peaks and valleys in real estate, and it has to do with the mortgages, and it has to do with the construction. There's so many facets to real estate. Where they're building now, instead of using copper pipe, they're using not vinyl, but like a plastic type.
Okay.
Remember that?
Sure.
They're cutting cost and raising prices, which that's business.
So I didn't know that though. So builders, all home builders, or most of them? Well, I should say all.
I won't say nothing's
100%. Yeah. But a lot of home builders have switched from copper pipes to plastic-ish or whatever that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's not like a PVC. It's a flexible.
Sure.
Maybe a vinyl. I don't know.
Okay. Huh.
But and that's the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be a time, I feel, where you can only cheapen up a building so much.
Agreed.
Right.
100%.
You've got,
because that's where you live. It's got to be sturdy at some point. But come on.
You got the mobile homes where they prefabricate them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making money on them.
Tiny homes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Modular homes.
Yeah, was this gal I was watching a show. She's making a killing on tiny homes. And so there's going to be a lot of changes over here. The only solid I see is we're losing a lot of land in our cities.
Yeah.
Nashville's one of the most popular cities in all the United States.
Yep. Agreed.
I grew up here.
Yeah.
not to get all environmental, but we are going to need the waterways and trees and all that, and
At some point,
and because with all the technology happening with water purification, we'll be able to use our own resources.
Yeah.
Until someone comes up with desalinization, we need to find someone who you know what desalinization. You know that.
Yeah.
We need to find someone who
that'd be fun.
is
That'd be fun.
researching that.
Yeah.
Do you think? Now, this is just my opinion. I believe that one of the biggest factors to the inefficiencies of the housing market are the vehicle instruments that the big banks have used to package mortgages like subprime, right?
Okay.
And so that causes 2008 to happen. But now they're the same instruments, just named something differently now.
What they call bespoke.
100% mortgages are back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
So how can we make that more efficient so there's not this bubble again?
Well, I think education is key. I think the person who's approved for a 100% loan needs to be educated on the risk.
Yeah.
Your home is not going to be worth $300,000 if we have a bust.
Right.
Right.
And if you lose your job and you can't pay for the mortgage or afford to pay the mortgage, and you have to sell, you're going to short your loan.
Yeah.
Which is all we all know is a short sale.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where it starts.
Right.
So for these banks and it's not even just banks. I mean, it's obviously all one bank, but Federal Reserve's got to approve them all. The mortgage companies, they need to educate them because they're just screwing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to get a bailout?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Quicken Loans. You can go online and get approved for a mortgage in
30 seconds.
Right. It's ridiculous. It's asinine.
Rocket Mortgage as well.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 you get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Free plugs for you guys.
Now, I will say, to that extent, I did have some vodka a few months back, one particular night, and I was like, I wonder how much I could get approved for. To their credit, I only got approved.
Are you segueing right now?
No, I wanted to know how much I could get approved for. I got approved for $8,000. Just throwing that out there.
Wait.
Was it for a mortgage? Yes, for a mortgage.
For vodka?
Wait,
No.
For drinking vodka.
Yeah, I was drinking vodka. That's the only reason I would just randomly go out and try to get a mortgage while I'm on my couch. Just like, I wonder how much I can get approved for.
You got approved for $8,000.
$8,000. I'm saying, to the credit, I don't think the quick applications are giving a lot of money away. That's all I was saying. Is just like, I don't think that.
Maybe
like a second, like a HELOC or something.
Yeah, they're not giving a lot of money away. At least not to me.
Unless you're buying like a tiny home, probably.
Yeah.
Or half.
Sure.
Half,
I mean, you
mobile
could.
home.
Yeah.
Mobile home. So I mean, they can give money to somebody, but I'm just letting you know, I don't think they're going to give the full mortgage for that 30-second cell phone application.
Yeah.
That's like a teaser, and like to get in the door.
Because let's face it, you got a 780, 800 credit score, and you're making $300,000 a year.
Sure.
You're not going on Rocket.
Right. Agreed. Exactly.
You're going to your bank.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, if you don't give me the best rate, I'll find somebody that will. And
right.
Go, okay.
I'm sure.
I mean, that's... Yeah.
Here's 4 1/4.
So I've seen you do a few real estate deals in the day and whatnot. And I'm sure you're still playing in that space sometimes.
As much as I fight, it always draws me back.
But probably, and we can probably sit here and share a bunch of different stories about a few different companies you've looked at, I've looked at, and whatnot. But let's get involved with the Score Vodka story.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
This is a fun story.
Yeah.
It's a fun entrepreneurial story. I believe that the product is phenomenal, and this is not. I'm just not. Listen, I'm not getting paid any amount of money. I don't have any free product, but I have tasted it, and it is the best vodka I've ever had in my life.
No way.
Swear.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm a staunch critic.
So I'm gonna let Tyler to do the little sales pitch or how you go, whatever you want. The sales pitch or how you got involved with
Just a
Score.
quick 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
Here's
Whatever.
my bottle here.
So this is the bottle you gave me earlier.
Okay. All right.
I'll step for the camera. Score. Our first in-house sponsor. He had it in a very nice cold container.
I did.
You brought.
Courtesy of Engel Coolers.
That's right. And this is cold.
Guys, we're doing too much product placement today.
Wow, so much product placement. It's amazing. 2018 is we've really gone over the top.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. So I give this to you.
Sure. So what you got here is a premium 80 proof vodka, distilled 7 times. It's made of wheat. Okay, so it's a grain vodka. The other owner owns a 37,000 acre farm in Ukraine. Okay, and the distillery is attached to that farm. So you've got farm fresh ingredients going into vodka number 1. There's not a lot of people that do that.
Like farm to table type stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Boom.
Yeah. So distill it 7 times, and we use a milk filtration. So what that does, and you've probably heard of coal filtrations and all that and this, that, and the other thing, but what this is, it's like a powdered milk.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
Right. And so, for layman's terms, if you eat a hot wing, habanero sauce, I know Brian likes them hot.
I'm not a big hot guy, but yeah.
But you get one that's too hot, you need what?
He needs milk.
You need a glass of milk.
Milk.
Same idea here.
Okay.
It takes that vodka burn away.
Interesting.
That you get from Pop-Off to Tito's to Grey Goose. They've all got it.
That's what I was going to ask. Do other vodka companies use that kind of distillation?
Mm-mm.
Or not? A filtering.
Filtration. Yeah. You know what? There are, but they're not in the States.
Okay.
They're Russian, they're Ukrainian.
Like Stoli's? Do they do that?
No.
You're talking about localized brands over in those. Well, that's all they drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's set a bottle on the table, and that's what they do at dinner.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
And they don't make it cold.
They
drink
don't?
at room temperature.
Why is that? Or is that a preference, you think?
No, there's actually a science behind it. So when you freeze, a lot of people freeze vodka. They put it in the freezer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Am I messing that up? Am I doing it wrong?
You can if you're drinking good vodka. If it's crappy vodka, it doesn't matter.
There you go.
It actually separates the ingredients when you do that. So you're not going to get an even pour. Just like making Kool-Aid without stirring it.
Sure.
So that's why they do it.
Okay.
But we like I said, distill it in Ukraine, ship it over to Miami, and distribute from the United States from there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Tell us about, and this is just out of curiosity, so we can go back and forth between, staying on topic with the advancement of technologies. Talk to us about how it gets and the path it takes from Ukraine to Miami. Is it on a plane at all? Is it on a cargo ship?
Train?
It's one of the most frustrating.
And how is it tracked?
Sure. I'll do that one real quick. It's just like a UPS package.
Okay.
I've got a tracking number, and it can show me where it is in the water. We use cargo ships. Okay, so they come pick it up at the Odessa port in Ukraine, and they'll snake around all these different oceans, and they'll pick up and they'll drop off on the way, and it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks for me to get a container.
6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
Now, can I fly it? Yeah, but it costs me
so much more, I'm sure, because they're heavy. It's real heavy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There's so many pallets.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen these cargo ships.
Sure, they're huge.
Yeah.
Obscenely massive.
Yeah. But I mean that's our transportation method.
So obviously, and this is probably a dumb question, but there's one ship. You're talking there's thousands of different companies putting their material on that one ship.
Okay. It's just like a FedEx truck, but a lot bigger.
Right. Interesting. So I'll say this is cool because I've never really talked to an international shipper before. I've talked to like U.S. shipping.
Have you ever had any problems with missing packages or?
Dumb question.
Well, see, that's what
obviously,
let's start talking about the blockchain.
Here's what we're doing. We're shipping glass products thousands of miles on a ship that could run into a hurricane at any point.
Yeah.
Now, can you get insurance on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Everything is insured. But traveling at sea. I mean, it's anything can happen.
Yeah.
We've only explored 5% of all the oceans in the world.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Sure.
A giant squid.
Moby Dick. Who knows?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the game you play when you import, but. It cost us $2.50 to make this bottle.
Yeah.
And fill it up.
Right. Yeah, but the shipping costs are probably
pretty
high.
excise tax or more than it costs to make the bottle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone knows that alcohol has insane margins. That's why people love being in the business. But that's just to make it and then to sell it wholesale and then retail and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the logistics of it, just to dive in. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to sample. Do you want to sample on air, Brian, or off air?
I say we do it on air, so
on
I
air.
can see your reaction.
Oh man,
we're gonna be right back. Okay, gentlemen. So we do have some. We have about a half a shot of vodka in these.
yeah, it's enough for a little taste.
Yeah, a little bit of a taste. Cheers. And so we did discuss that there was no rhyme or reason to the pour. It was just kind of like a pour, right? Or did you have like a special pour? Or is this...
Oh, sure. Well, the bottle obviously is hold the top,
Yeah,
twist the bottle, and a little pour spout comes out.
Oh, this is a whole different type of bottle.
Yeah, no, I've never seen.
I've never seen this.
It's very popular in
This
Europe.
is cool, man.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
That's popular in Europe, really?
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can just show this to you guys.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if you can, it might be, but anyway, so you just twist the whole.
Hold the top, twist the bottle.
Yeah, and so now it just goes back down. Yeah, that's very interesting. I've never seen one of those. Man, that is too cool. That is too cool. All right, now really, cheers again.
Here we go.
Sorry, I was just really excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a proper way of doing this?
Oh, just
Down the hatch.
You're right. Why is there no burn to? That's real dangerous.
Isn't that crazy?
That's real dangerous.
Try
Tyler.
putting that with the mixer. You
No,
can't
no.
even taste it.
do on the ice, a little bit of lime. Delicious.
All right. We're gonna have more of those. I do want to throw this out there. That this is the first podcast we've ever had. We've had alcohol involved, right?
That's
So
true.
we can at least say that truthfully.
That is true. That's absolutely
This
true.
will not be the last one as
No,
of today, though,
absolutely
because
not.
we're gonna chat more about some sponsorship with this. But that's delicious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Whoa. Whoa. It was like water.
I know.
Game
Okay.
changer.
Okay. So while we have some more and we just chat about logistics and the shipping thing.
Sure.
He wants to know blockchain. How do companies get on the blockchain to ship better, to track better, to make it easier, to make it more secure?
Efficient, transparent.
What's your just general thoughts on? Because I know you've heard about it. You're in the space.
Sure.
Well, and let me preface this by saying Tyler did not want to get involved with Bitcoin way back then, but he was an advocate for blockchain technology.
Absolutely.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I've
so-
never actually heard that before.
Speaking
Well, I
to
mean,
that,
when I say that, I mean like years back, someone saying, "Hey, here's Bitcoin, here's blockchain," and they're going, "Ah."
Well,
Most people didn't know what blockchain was 4 years ago,
No,
3 years
well-
ago, 2 years ago.
and
Yeah.
kudos to Brian when we were working side by side, Batman and Robin, or
Yeah.
Batman and Batman, we'll say.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear about this Bitcoin because he was going blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah,
He's a chatty
blah,
Catholic.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah,
he's a
blah,
it was like
Bitcoin.
$250 this.
And
He's
then-
a talkative terrorist.
And I finally said, "All right, give me the damn wallet."
Yeah. Sure.
And today, that's actually worth a lot of money. What
Yeah.
we did, and I appreciate that. But no, and I told him this several times, and I still believe this today. I said Bitcoin's fine. I said, but there's gonna be something else that comes along that's going to, because Bitcoin is the Marine. Yeah, they send them in first.
Yeah.
Go bust a hole in that, and then the rest of the cavalry.
The rest of them
That's
come
what
in.
Bitcoin's
Yeah.
doing.
Or the Napster, as someone. That's why.
Right?
Yeah.
Napster.
Right?
They're the Napster.
You know, and this is my personal opinion.
Sure,
I have no
sure.
proof to back it up. I have probably not enough education to even be talking about it. But that's just what I've seen in business in general. Is there's always that front man who goes and takes one for the team.
Yeah.
There's a million currencies out there, and they come up new ones every day, right?
Yeah, it's asinine right now with the amount of ICOs. And you guys have probably seen the ICO podcast by now. If you haven't, you need to check it out. But,
But they're based on this blockchain.
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
And and like I said, layman's terms, that's how I get through life. It's security. It's
Sure.
faster.
Sure.
right?
Security and efficiency, yeah.
And that's the way the world's going. If somebody finds a faster, more efficient way to do something, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Whether there's stumbles along the way, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Interesting. Wow.
That's just the way of the world.
So, I have two different thoughts. One is the autonomy behind the shipping methods and maybe some AI plays in there with some robots and whatnot. We got Tesla coming out with the self-driving semi.
Anything such as
self-driving ships.
Sailing? Is it sailing? It's not driving.
Sailing?
Maneuvering?
Yes. Maneuvering. But, so yeah, I think that with the advancement of technology, including the blockchain and AI and whatnot, that would become more automated and more efficient and more secure. And I think we posted this on the page. If we haven't, we'll be sure to share it. I haven't. That was my first one. I swear.
Sweet swummy Samsonite. Yeah.
But Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, said he will leave the space.
Oh yeah,
relatively soon.
We did not post that.
We did not share this?
No, we did not. I mean, me and you did privately.
If solutions are really not going to be sought after and advanced upon, if people are just going to, he'll quit the space and get out of it. And so this is a serious matter. When you're investing in ICOs or other blockchains or whatnot, make sure there's actually a solution that they're providing to actual challenges.
Yeah.
Because right now you're seeing, I mean, I can go find 5 different ICOs today that
are
claim
garbage.
that are, I can find 50 that are garbage today, but I can find 5 that say, oh, we are the new social network, but we're on the blockchain. Or, hey, we're doing this. So it's like a pet.com type thing.
Sure.
You got all these people pumping it. We are in a bubble. We're in the .com bubble.
Yeah.
And half of these, 75% of these blockchains and cryptocurrencies will just take a huge hit and will go to shit.
And probably die. I deny 0 of that, because if I see the word social media and blockchain, I'm done with it. Like,
yes.
There's no problem right now. Hold on. The massive problem is not with social media.
Correct.
Like you're saying earlier with real estate, if someone's like, we're going to create a real estate solution for real estate agents that can transact and do X, Y, Z, and I'm like, oh, interesting problem, because real estate transactions are a pain.
They're made a pain by rules and regulations.
Sure.
Because people break the rules and regulations.
Yep.
Smart contracts.
Yes.
Perfect example of how we can bake smart contracts into these real estate deals. And there was another one that was just on the tip of my tongue and I forgot. But if you bake these DocuSign. We used to use DocuSign all the time. Remember that? That's a centralized type of solution. DocuSign is
it's huge. It's lit now.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But put that on the blockchain. As soon as this person executes this signature, these rules go into play, and then everyone's locked into that smart contract.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those solutions are there, but no one's building it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to raise money and then fuck around.
So that's what Vitalik Buterin is saying, is like, hey guys, stop making money and posting Ferraris and thinking that you're rich. You can invest in it, that's fine. He's like, we need to create solutions. That's what the blockchain's about. That's what Bitcoin did its thing, is it came out in 2008. It's a solution.
And I think Tyler would be the first person to agree with me in this point. The speculative aspect of cryptocurrencies, we are involved in some Facebook groups, private groups, big group, whatever. And you have people posting their portfolios on there, not showing their balances, but showing what coins are involved with. And it's a free-for-all. It's ridiculous. And then the people giving advice in these groups saying, hey, I just got into this ICO, and then they're posting referral. Like, there's referral links. It's like an MLM pyramid scheme. It's ridiculous.
Let's not get them involved.
It's already here.
It's there, man. It's here.
And one of the biggest one of them is BitConnect. And I don't care if anyone's an advocate for BitConnect, stay away from that, in my opinion. That will go down hard.
Yeah. As soon as you start making money off of somebody else's investments, it's
it's a pull for disaster.
Unless you're a broker, which I don't believe there are.
No, none of them are broker dealers.
Official brokers.
Sure.
I would say 0.5%, not even. I would say 0.05.
Random statistic made up on the spot.
But I'll say less than 1%. Less than 1% of the people involved in the space are licensed BDs or investment advisors or licensed to some degree. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then these other ICOs don't allow for U.S. participation.
A lot of them don't. Yeah, a lot of them don't.
Because they don't want the SEC breathing down on that.
And then you have again you got to be smart in this space, because we have mentioned a few times, we know for sure that it's in a bubble.
Correct.
the other big coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin and Litecoin, they're in a hyper extension where they could have a nice correction. Bitcoin kind of already has, crashing 50% in December, or moved at some point. But it's like these hyper extensions in the .com. Again, people love throwing around the term bubble.
It's so easy. It's so easy to say.
But you have Amazon, IBM, Intel, Qualcomm, Oracle, Apple, just to name a few. Microsoft, I could keep going. They did fine in 2000, right? Their shares plummeted, but they recovered. They're making all-time highs.
That's the thing, people say bubble is going to pop. I don't see it that way.
No,
I've kind of made my living off of knowing a little bit of something about everything.
Yeah.
And I want to be involved in things like this, so I can have an intelligent conversation with somebody. But like I said before, it goes like this.
Ebbs and flows, man.
Life is all peaks and valleys. Business is all peaks and valleys. And cryptocurrency going to be the future? Absolutely. It's from what I knew about it. I mean, just a simple money transfer.
What's your portfolio look like? Are you just Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin?
No, I expand a little bit.
Right on.
I was bored during the month of December because the liquor industry stops, basically. They all do inventory. I got the finances done for the company. And then I was like, I think I told you. I was like, you know what? You've seen these day traders doing things?
Yeah.
I was bored.
Yeah.
And I got in it for maybe 4 days.
Sure.
And I was like, this is dumb. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
You go to the bathroom and you lose, $1,000. But no, I did get into a couple actually. I got into Ripple. I heard a lot of great things about Ripple.
I hope you didn't get rid of that.
No.
Okay, good.
Nope. Still holding on to my Ripple.
Okay.
Stellar.
Yeah.
Involved in some Stellar.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing some things about watching Dash.
Yep.
Wow. And
did you watch the Dash interview?
I did not. That one I was locked off to that one, I think.
We'll have to send that to you.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not Patreon of our page?
Well,
it only costs.
He's going to be soon.
Well, I believe.
Don't worry.
My sponsorship.
Full access to anything you want.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll pull strings.
Okay.
We'll
a guy?
Yeah.
But no, I have not been able to catch up with those couple that you've done.
No worries.
But big fan.
But those are great coins. I mean, those are the ones
Watch
that were
all
the biggest.
time, first time caller.
Those are one of the biggest proponents that we're of, man. And
and Jeremy's been doing a very awesome job. I'm just gonna pat your back here.
Thanks, man.
Posting for you guys quick chart analyses throughout the week, and they're great. So again, I don't know if you're locking those off to Patreons, but perfect. So
right
if you're not subscribed, subscribe, share it with your friends. Should we make a drink and move the camera?
Yeah, let's do that.
Fantastic.
Right. I'll play bartender.
All right, we're back. We have a newly made drink. This is full to the brim.
Yes.
To the brim, guys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Thank you so much again, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Delish.
Be smooth.
Be smooth.
So, I don't know if we've ever covered this topic with anyone, but I know the stuff. Perhaps I know you may change it on me, but I know your answer, your story behind this. But we always talk about what people have done in their life and their successes and the things they're doing and the things they want to be great at. But I'm a personal believer you learn from a lot from your failures. What's been one of your more on the bad side? I'm trying to lightly say it for business ventures.
How'd you fail miserably?
Yeah, God, 100,000 times.
Yeah, tell us number 9,000. Well, which one was that?
There was an oil deal that was big. Is that the one you're thinking about?
I wasn't thinking that.
Think of that one?
I was thinking about the roofing company.
The roofing company. Oh, yeah. See? There's a million of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was thinking different type of fail. But let's hit them both.
Let's talk about it, yeah.
What's your opinion of oil? By the way, Venezuela is coming out with a cryptocurrency that's backed by the petro.
I did see.
Interesting.
That was very interesting about that. I think you guys talked about that in one of your
May have.
past.
Be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah. But No, you know, I'll touch on the money mistake with, you know, I bought a roofing.
Yep.
And did not do the homework I knew I should have done. There's a roofing company that was located here in Nashville. I will spare the name, but we'll call it ABC Roofing. But if there's an ABC out there, I apologize. But no, I was in a good spot and bought a roofing company for $500,000. The roofing company was making $2 million.
Solid buy.
It's a good buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And went down. You know, the owners were out of Atlanta. Signed them a check over. Had a general manager in place that had construction experience. Had all the employees. Had all their profit and loss. All the customers. You know, I thought I was rocking and rolling. And this company just was not what it's. Contracts were not included in the purchase price.
Mm-hmm.
Employees all left, most of them. Not because of I did.
How old were you when this was?
Gosh, 30. So that was back. This was 31. So 30 to
31.
Yeah. About 7 years. But you know, when you're on top of the world, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and
the big stack mentality.
Right.
I got all these chips.
Yeah.
You can have some.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, got in real trouble. Got sued.
Everyone gets sued.
I don't get sued. I didn't do anything to anybody. But you know, it was just a bad situation for me. And you know what? The most important thing about that is I picked myself up, dusted myself off, took a hit, bad hit. You know, that's $500,000.
Right.
So, was I don't know if you're going to get to it yet, but was the company evaluated? They said they were doing $2 million.
What was the homework you didn't do?
Well,
he didn't check the Farmer's Almanac.
No.
There was a hailstorm, right? Was it the hailstorm?
No. Right.
Oh, way.
They worked the 2011 hailstorm. Or 2000, whenever that huge hailstorm. It was like 2009.
Huge hailstorm.
Killed it. Put the business for sale, and then this idiot bought it.
Yeah.
Hadn't been a hailstorm since. Not one. But, yeah.
Isn't that hilarious?
I mean, in a bad way?
Yeah.
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 So next time you buy a roofing company, check the hail reports over the past few years and look at the future Farmer's Almanac. Maybe you'll hit big.
And check the taxes, too. The business taxes. Doesn't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think I don't want to keep going back to the same thing I always say is perform your due diligence on ICOs, on these new companies. Even if you're an accredited, sophisticated investor and you want to invest in a company that is already private and maybe they need a full capital injection. It's not a cryptocurrency ICO, but perform your due diligence. Be smart.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Trust your gut.
You've seen me do one, and you know how diligent I am. I've made you mad a couple of times just because I'm so... No.
Yeah.
That's good. That's okay.
Yeah, but I had to lose $500,000 to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then, you know, there's... You know, you take chances and you take risk rather, and sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. I've done that with several businesses.
What about the oil? The oil thing you mentioned.
The oil was a great idea. This is before the oil bubble popped. This is back when oil was $100 a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
60 something.
Yeah, 66. But there was a company that invented. Okay, we're talking about technology here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know who you're talking about
you
now.
do.
That's actually a good story.
Yeah. They invented a way to heat water for fracking. Do we know what fracking is?
Yeah.
For learning experience. In a well, there's little creases and crevices. Injection. They'll shoot water down in it and get all the oil out of those crevices. That's all it is. You use hot water. Right now, they're using diesel fuel and flames, and they have explosions, fracking sites all the time. And it's dirty, it's messy, it really does tear up the land. And it pollutes a lot of water because they just let the water go. So this guy, or this company rather, invented a new way to heat the water, okay, and also a way to recycle the water, clean the water. And I was like, this is. I was like, who doesn't want that?
All right.
So for 2 years, I worked for basically free. For, you know, my reward's at the end game. And I talked with oil companies all over the world. You know, as far as the technology goes, they were using plasma, which is not a new thing, but how they were using this water, they could get it up to 26,000 degrees.
Wow.
So what that does is that flashes all of the...
No, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? I'm just
Fahrenheit. But it all the boron, all that stuff that's in dirty water, and they recycle it to make clean water. And the other facet was the heating the water to do the actual fracking. So basically, you get rid of 80% of diesel fuel costs. And I don't know how well you know how much fuel they use, but it's
a lot.
It's $120,000.
No,
for some of these companies. It's ridiculous.
Much. So how come it's never caught?
Your guess is as good as, you know. Maybe it was the wrong time for a lot of companies. Maybe you know, because it was a true startup. They had what they had was their sample product. Could never get it on the field.
So
test it.
So this is actually a good point, and we can come back to this certainly.
Sure.
A lot of these new blockchains that are being built aren't a proof of concept. They just have
an idea.
They may not even be in alpha or beta testing.
Yeah.
It could just be a white paper.
Yeah.
Now, certainly read the white paper, but do they have code? Go to their GitHub page, and I just keep going. Everything that I've learned in our business relationship, I've applied to this new blockchain space, and that's why I feel like I've been successful because I apply the same strategies, and now I'm just sharing it with everyone else. But I mean, if you don't have a working product, you're probably not going to get financed or invested.
Right. Like they had the working model or prototype.
Prototype.
They had a prototype, but never got the funding to beef up the prototype to bring it to a site and go watch. That's like you just said,
pure startup. Yeah. Those are the challenges. That's why someone was asking me the other day. An investor was saying, "Why would you choose one coin versus the other?" More or less, like, what's the point of having this versus this if they both have these things? And a lot of them are trying to become global currency. I think that's a very arguable point, but that's what many of them are trying to do. Bitcoin Cash versus Dash, for example.
Sure.
Ripple. And at the end of the day, it is about marketing, right? Why do you go to Nike versus Under Armour, Target versus Walmart, or Panera versus Starbucks? Like, at some point, it's just marketing. And another part about cryptocurrency is make sure they have a good team behind them. And some advice I was giving someone today, just 30 minutes ago on the phone, was if you are looking at their team, figure out their team and YouTube search each one on their team to see if they've given any speeches, anything in public.
Look at past projects, absolutely.
Yeah, look at past projects and see what they have done, and just search each individual person and just figure out, like, have they created a professional company? Right. Did they create a profitable company? Have they run anything successfully before? And that'll help gauge your interest and your investment in that for sure. But that's in your situation with that. Like you mentioned, you can have phenomenal ideas, but if they don't get the word of mouth marketing, if they don't get that correct,
huge.
nothing happens. Which
and let's this is not a conspiracy theory.
oh boy, here we go.
But Ripple, Ripple's destroying it now.
Yeah.
It's on a tear.
I made another $8 grand today.
Why? You're just raking it in. Why
Ripple
is Ripple blowing up right now? Do you know the Ripple blockchain?
I do.
Big.
It's attached to banks.
Yeah, big banks are the ones utilizing it. But the theory behind it, some theories are the big banks are saying that they're going to be utilizing Ripple, so that they can acquire all the Bitcoin and Litecoin, Ethereum behind those transactions. And so they'll have all the holdings, and then Ripple at one point will just go.
I've heard that about that conspiracy. I think that is a conspiracy.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we're talking $90 billion market cap. I mean, that's a lot of money. Sure, our banks, banks have that much money. Could they just be only buying Ripple to drive it up, to have the Litecoin and Ethereum holdings and Bitcoin? But they could just go buy Bitcoin and Ethereum.
That's true. Bitcoin's market dominance, market cap dominance,
has declined
all lows today.
Napster.
Yeah.
It's the Napster.
I don't know. I'm still sticking with Bitcoin as gold.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's the OG. Litecoin is silver. Ethereum is the securities market.
When I say Napster, I mean what I do mean by that, in all honesty,
is Napster still even around?
No, I do mean like it's the first on the. It's a very disruptive technology, and it creates waves for for the future. I don't think it evaporates like Napster, because Napster more or less was a year or two. Bitcoin has already had a longer shelf life than Napster. So
what about so we're
6-7 years.
Listen. There's going to be wounded warriors going into this new revolution, right?
Yeah.
But look at Charlie Shrem and look at Mt. Gox. I mean, we've gone through these big hiccups.
Yeah.
And Charlie Shrem went to jail.
Yes. Here's one of the biggest takeaways I want, and we haven't brought this up enough, but this is something that we're an avid Bitcoin supporter. I love Bitcoin. I love the other coins, but this is something that Andres Antonopoulos, Bitcoin Jesus.
No, that's Roger Ver. Roger Ver is Bcash.
Yes, he's Bcash. He's Bcash.
Yeah, don't call him Bitcoin Jesus.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Well, as passionate as I am about it.
Drink your juice.
Here's what he was saying earlier. I say earlier, this was
Andreas
Antonopoulos.
Yes.
I think this was in March of last year. I've watched at this point almost everything he's put out. I'm trying to find more because I love this guy. If you're watching this, which you're not, but you're an awesome guy, man. Keep it up. He's one of the few people who literally travels the world and just tells everyone about Bitcoin.
He is the true advocate for and he does a great job explaining it.
He's phenomenal.
Probably the best, yeah.
So what he was saying was the challenge with most coins right now, and everyone's starting to hop on board, and Ripple was and still is, the institutional people like it, the banks, we were talking about that earlier. And for a while, it wasn't really doing much at all.
Right.
It was very lame.
Stabilized.
It was a lame duck. I still made money trading it. I mean, in and out, up and down, up and down. I was doing well. But it was a lame duck, and I was like, guys, I don't think Ripple's going to do what Bitcoin did. And I still don't think that. Because Ripple is not going to go to $10,000. It's just not going to happen.
I agree with you.
It could go to $10, but it's not going to go to $10,000. It's not going to do what Bitcoin did. But you can still make some great returns off of it. Let's not kid ourselves. But at the end of the day, with Ripple, Bitcoin is, at this particular point in time, the only currency which has overcome such magnificent opposition. It's the only one. No other coin has gone through such controversy.
Still goes through it to this day.
Yes. So you haven't had Ethereum that has had hacks and exchanges that got it hacked, and thefts and thievery and this and that.
And forks. And Ethereum had one fork.
And governance. Yes. Like you have... I mean, Bitcoin is the only one who has gone through so much. So the other coins will be tested. And the interesting part is which ones are going to come out. When Ripple gets its big test, what's it going to be? Who is it going to be tested by? Because if the banks are supporting it, someone's going to have to throw the monkey wrench in the cogs.
Sure.
And Bitcoin is the one that has survived and thrived through all of those issues. Some of these other coins are going to... Their time is coming, is the point.
And that's why Bitcoin will be store of wealth, and it will not be the solution Bitcoin will provide which is already doing now, is a store of wealth.
Yes.
Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Ripple, the microtransactions,
Litecoin,
the amount of volume, that's going to be over here. Ethereum is going to build all the decentralized applications. EOS may be the browser of blockchain apps and whatnot. But as far as King Daddy,
now,
Bitcoin till I die.
No, Tyler, this is what's interesting about this. So think about if we're talking cryptocurrencies as internet, right? And we're saying that the change of currency from one person to another over global space, let's call it the email, right? So cryptocurrency is the email of the internet. What's going to be the Twitter of cryptocurrencies?
Oh, yeah. Or the Spotify.
Yeah.
Or the Facebook.
What's going to be these massive, like, how you really blend all of this together? What's that going to be? I mean, the future...
That's a good question.
The future is media-based, obviously.
The future is going to be huge.
Media is going to be huge.
Yeah. Because the currency is changing. What I love the most about Bitcoin is it is truly ratifying and just totally making a change, a shift in people's mindset about what is money. And a lot of people weren't ready for that. And that's why people are flipping out and losing their mind because, like, money has to be physical cash.
Well, but you got to think that's how a lot of these people raised baby boomers.
Yeah,
that's what they were raised.
That's what they're raised.
You mean to tell me
you have two kids, right?
Yeah, sure do.
And do they know how to work an iPad?
Better than I do.
Better than you do.
Yeah.
And guess what? All of this is digitalized.
Yeah.
That's why I think when these apps and the UI UX gets even cleaner and better, you look at Coinbase. Okay, that's probably the most easiest
user-friendly so far.
User-friendly. But you have the underlying GDAX and you have all these charts and candlesticks, and yes, you're a pro at it, but some of these people aren't.
Yeah.
But as soon as the UI UX gets better and better and better, and these kids are growing up on iPads and they know how to download an app and open an app and do this and do that, that's where this is moving.
Yeah. I totally agree. And like I said, with Bitcoin, 5 years ago, it was free to make transactions. It was easy to use. That was one of
now it's what, 15%?
Right now it's a lot. Now it's a lot. And so Bitcoin won't be used for that. And the transaction of real estate, I mean, smart contracts.
It'll be a financial tool.
It's going to be a financial tool of some kind. But what it did,
it is already.
It has rocked the world.
It really has.
And that is what the biggest takeaway is going to be. And people will still trade it, and it's going to go higher.
For sure.
Yeah. What was it, at 19, 20 something?
It was, yeah. So it's at 15-ish right about now. Yeah. It was at almost hit 20.
Almost kissed 20. But
almost. A few points away, which, I mean, we called that. It wasn't going to hit 20. But when it breaks 20, which it will in the next 2 or 3 months, 40 is a blip, 60 is maybe a marathon. 100 is an Iron.
December is like the worst month for everything. Everybody
usually,
out, you know.
You're absolutely right.
And then January's like, I'm trying to get back, and then you start picking.
Correct. Yeah.
And you had a good quote on was it today or yesterday about the January 1st trading marks?
Yeah.
And the statistics on that.
Yeah. I will say I don't remember them off the top of my head, but it is out of the last 20 years, it's 10 for 10. You know, if we have an up day or a down day, and if we have a down day on the first day of the year, this is related to equities, not cryptocurrencies, because you don't have that much data to go off on, right? But as it relates to equities, if you have a down day, the very first day of the year, on average, the market is down 0.4% that year. If you have an up day at the very first day of the month, of the first day of the year, you are up 14% on average that year. So we had an up day yesterday, a killer up day. Mm-hmm. I personally think 2018, we're going to continue higher. We're going to continue to make all-time highs. We might even get to Dow 30,000 this year. And we'll have a little bit of a correction at some point. That's there'll be a natural, healthy one. Like you said, those ebbs and flows. Yeah, man, peaks and valleys of life.
But hey, it's the first week of the first new year.
Yeah.
And man, 2018, it's a decade. It's been a decade since all that shit has gone on. And a lot has happened over the past 10 years. I'm excited for it. I know you guys are.
Yeah.
Score Vodka, where can they get it at?
Boy.
That's a good question.
You can get it.
I've never seen this at a bar, dude. Why is that? In Nashville. Tell me why.
It's a long, short story.
But I'm not crazy, though. I haven't seen this.
You know, the bars are a strange animal.
They are.
The bartenders don't care what they say. People go up to the bar and go, hey, give me a vodka soda.
Boom. Yeah.
Here's your vodka soda. Boom. Next.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
So the way you get into the bars is creating demand. It's just like anything. You know,
Okay.
Do you have Score? I want Score vodka and soda. No. I'll see if I can find it. But we're in every liquor store.
Really? Interesting.
Here from all the way down to Columbia, all the way up to Clarksville.
So Middle Tennessee's covered.
Right.
It's in Florida.
It's in all of Florida.
Kentucky?
Not yet. We're in Indiana. We're in Colorado. We're in New Mexico. We are in
New York.
New York. Just got back from there. Georgia, starting this month.
Okay. A lot of dry counties.
Yeah, well,
And
a
Tennessee.
lot of wet counties too,
Yeah.
as they make up for it. And then adding Connecticut, South Carolina this year as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
So
man.
if you guys are in a different state that he hasn't named and you want some Score, we'll get a hold of us. We'll plug you in with Tyler. It's a great vodka if you're into that. If
It
you're
is
not
amazing.
into that,
That's cool.
I hope it was informative today. You had a good time. Tyler, thanks for joining us.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Thank you,
having me.
dude.
Great
Thank you.
conversation.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Make sure you guys stay tuned. Share the podcast. Share the information. We appreciate you, your donations. What's your sign off? I always forget.
Love, live, learn, folks. Thanks
Love,
so much
live,
for
learn.
tuning in. You're amazing, and we will see you next week in the next IR4 podcast. See ya.
Be smooth.
Bye.